Great. The general manager just walked by with my nose, I don't think he even noticed. I think he's not even noticing that he's ignoring me. I think he just came by to show somebody that they have talent here, that they have people on the air, and I have a big red nose on. I think I'll probably be called into the office. No, I wouldn't do that. At any rate, so I went to the Big Apple Circus. The Big Apple Circus is different in that it is one ring. There is, it's a little quieter circus, a little smaller circus. You're very close to it. They're literally sawdust in your teeth. I was trying to decide, do you want me to give this Pete to little Pete for last year? Because we almost got him there. We got him to the building. He was in the chair, screaming his head off, but he was there. This is a quieter circus. He probably would have liked this one much better. But I think we'll still wait a couple of years. This is the last year for Grandma, who's Bear Lemon, who's terrific. And so I thought next year you could write up I could do a review that said this isn't your grandma's circus. This is, as I said, I'm a fan. I've been going to the circus for probably 10, 15 years. Sometimes they're better than others. They're always fun to be there. I think this is one of the best circuses ever. And they've kind of pared down a little bit. They have less hoopla. As I said, I think that little Petey might have liked it better because it's not nearly as noisy. And it's the first time as I can remember that they would have one act other than the clowns do two things in the same act, because it's in two acts. So I think what they've settled for this year is more quality and less quantity, which I thought worked very well. I took a couple of, and it's one of the fun things I get to take people to. The costumes this year are terrific. Somebody was talking with, they know somebody at Ringling Brothers, and they said that the Big Apple poaches their best acts. They have the Shandong acrobats who are terrific. They're about 10 guys, and they do acrobatics, but the first one they called Jump for Joy, which of course I liked, with jump ropes. So they're doing the usual acrobatic stuff with jump ropes, which is very cool. I mean, all this stuff was really fun. They've got a new duo that are called Scott and Muriel, who are magicians. What I loved about this is he actually, in the process of kind of screwing up a magical act, deconstructs how the magicians really do it, like how you saw somebody in half. And I thought that was great. Very, the kids love the silliness of it, but the adults love the fact that you now understand how those illusions really work. And Muriel is a screamer, and I got to hold her violin at some point. Grandma's always fun. The horses were great. They have they had 3 huge black horses that came out, and they literally nuzzled the kids' hands in the first row. So one of the horses was not happy. If you've been around horses enough, you understand when horses are not happy with their ears flattened back and nipping each other. But so it may have been a little shorter. But it was just, it's a really fun circus this year. So they'll be here, I think, till January. The costumes are terrific. The music is a little lower key this year, which is why little Petey might have liked it better. I thought it was a really fun circus. So the only criticism I had, which is not terribly fair, is they have Jenna Robinson, who may be being groomed to be the grandma replacement, and she has a great singing voice, but no personal charisma. So and she was around a lot. I don't think worked particularly well at all. But the rest of the circus I thought was wonderful. So go see the Big Apple Circus. They go on tour. This is the it's got a very cool program, and of course you get the red nose. I took adults this year who are lifelong New Yorkers. They grew up, I think, actually in Staten Island, and had never been to the Big Apple Circus, and they just loved it. He in particular just thought the whole thing he just giggled, and it's such fun. One of the nice things about my life is I get to pick who to take to things that I think might enjoy it, and occasionally I strike out, as I did with little Petey, but that was a reasonable. I think he was just a little too young for it, and it was a little too noisy. But I must also tell you, they have, I don't know whether to tell you this or surprise you, but they've always had dogs, and they're claimed from shelters. They have shelter dogs. This year they have Percy the porcupine, Newman the javelina, and Bob I think he's a woodchuck. And they are really weird looking animals, and they were terrific. It was really fun. Let's see if they said what they actually were. Classical circus. Animal not grasp what's required of it. Another more understandable situation will be attempted. And they have Daisy the dog, but I mean, whoever thought about training a porcupine? Very carefully. That's the old joke, right? At any rate, Big Apple Circus, I almost always enjoy them. This year I thought was particularly enjoyable. And you can find out more information at drjoy.com.